Hey friend, welcome to Tidy the Clutter podcast. I'm Mariah and I'm so glad you're here. This is your space for discovering real life ways to simplify both your home and digital world. Life moves fast, and between work, family, and everything else on your plate, finding time to get organized can really feel overwhelming. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be. Each episode, we'll be exploring practical strategies and simple solutions that make organizing feel doable, even on your busiest days. Whether you're looking to create routines that stick, streamline your digital life, or bring more calm to your living spaces, you'll find actionable tips you can start using right away. So get comfy, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive in. Are you struggling with the what if mentality? Today, we're diving into practical strategies to let go and start small with decluttering for lasting changes. If you've ever found yourself keeping something just in case, as I use quotations, or feeling completely overwhelmed at the thought of tackling your clutter, then today's episode was made especially for you, my friend. I hope you feel special. Before we dive in, if you haven't had a chance to listen to last week's episode on creating functional systems for busy households, be sure to check that out. We covered some really practical ways to establish routines that actually work with kids inside the house. And you can catch that episode at today's show notes. I'll just link it, but it's at tidytheclutter.com/026. As promised at the end of that episode, today we're going to be exploring how a simple mindset shift can transform your entire approach to decluttering. Yes, please. We'll tackle that persistent, what if I need it someday, thinking that keeps so many of us hanging on to items that we don't use or love. You'll learn practical strategies to start small with decluttering for lasting change, and I think it's going to be a big game changer. So let's talk about what's really happening when we struggle to let go of things. I know for me personally, my decluttering journey really began with that constant feeling of overwhelm. You know, not being able to move freely without bumping into something or knocking something off a table. It's so agitating and stressful, isn't it? Especially when you're trying to manage a household with little ones running around all the time. I know many of you are thick in raising toddlers and young children, and you're probably thinking, who in the world has time to declutter when I barely find enough time to take a shower? I've been there and I hear you completely. No judgment here. Let's just talk about what often stops us from letting go. That persistent voice asking, what if I need it someday? For me, it's my old silver jeans. My goodness, they were so comfy and they look so cute. They just fit my curves. And when I gained weight after having my kids, I held on to those babies for dear life. I kept telling myself, I'll lose weight and they will fit me. They will fit me again. Does that sound familiar to anybody? The reality behind it, I haven't lost that weight yet. And even if I do, my body is just different after I had my kids. Those jeans wouldn't fit the same way even if I could fit in them. They just wouldn't fit the same way pre-baby weight and post-labor. Family is what I wanted, and my body changed to make that happen. What finally helped me let go was shifting my thinking. When I do lose the weight, I can get new jeans as a reward. That realization was literally so freeing. I share this because I know so many of you are holding on to your silver jeans or something similar, whatever that might be for you. Clothes that don't fit, kitchen gadgets you've never used, craft supplies for projects you never start. The truth is, this mindset isn't really about this stuff at all. It's about something deeper. For many of us, it's about fear of wasting or making a mistake because we let it go, or guilt about money we've already spent, or how about the anxiety about potential future needs of that item, or even emotional attachments to what items represent. The first mindset shift we really need to make is recognizing that keeping everything just in case actually comes with its own cost. And it's a big one, my friend. It is a big one. Think about it like this. What is that clutter costing you right now? Every day. It could be time spent managing, cleaning around it, and reorganizing things. It could be your mental energy being drained by the visual chaos. It could be your physical space in your home that could be used better. Or it could even be stress and feelings of being overwhelmed, or even money spent on storage solutions for things you don't use. You spend this money to make it nice and tidy, but you'll never use them. When we hold on to things in our just in case, we're really paying a daily tax on our well-being for something that may never happen. Is it worth that trade? The mountain of clutter in your home isn't just an eyesore. It's silently amplifying your stress levels and draining your mental energy every single day. Did you know that research shows cluttered spaces can actually reduce productivity by around 20%? And according to a study by the National Association of Professional Organizers, that was a mouthful, the average person wastes about 55 minutes a day searching for a misplaced item. As a mom, think about what you could do with an extra hour each day and 20% more mental clarity. That's precious time you could spend actually enjoying your kids instead of cleaning up around stuff you don't ever use. So what's the mindset shift that makes all the difference? It's moving from what if I need it someday to what do I need right now for the life I'm actually living. This shift focuses on your present reality instead of your hypothetical future scenarios. It's about designing your home for the life you have today with toddlers or young kids or tweens and teenagers running around, not the life you want to have someday when they are grown. I know that was a little harsh, but that's how we need to think about it. Let me share 3 practical ways to put this mindset shift into action. So first, apply the 1-year rule and apply it with honesty. If you haven't used something in the past year, chances are extremely low that you'll use it in the coming year. Be brutally honest with yourself. For seasonal items, give them 1 full seasonal cycle. Think about those baby items in your home. If you are planning to grow your family, it makes sense to keep some of those things. But be selective. You probably won't use every single baby item again. So why waste precious space storing things you won't actually need? And if you're confident your family is complete, those baby items are taking up space that could be used for what your family needs right now. Now, the second one is adopt the replacement test. For each item you're hesitant to let go of, ask yourself, if this disappeared today, would I actually replace it? If the answer is no, that's a very strong indicator it's not essential to your life. And here's a money perspective that often helps me. If you are keeping something because it was expensive, remember that the money is already spent. The item sitting unused in your home isn't giving you that money back. But clearing the space might give you the energy, time, and peace, which all are incredibly valuable when you are raising children. And something I've learned since starting this podcast journey is that I'm now able to just let go of things I would have previously held on to for way too long and way longer than it was even needed. That simple shift has significantly reduce the clutter in my home. Now, third, start ridiculously small. This is perhaps the most important strategy of all of them in my brain, especially for us busy moms. When we are shifting our mindset, we need to build confidence through those small wins. So don't start with the entire playroom or all the outgrown baby clothes. Oh my gosh, don't start with the outgrown baby clothes. If you're anything like me, I just remember the sentimental things. I'm like, oh my gosh, she wore this whenever it was. And so that would be a difficult thing to start with, in my opinion. Start with something super easy, like that junk drawer in the kitchen with those takeout menus from the restaurant that closed years ago. You know, the one that we really liked, their sushi, but now it's closed. Yeah, that one. Or the expired medications in your bathroom cabinet. I've seen moms start with even their sock drawer. 10 minutes later, they had removed all the single ones, the worn out pairs, and that boost of confidence just from that one small victory led them to tackle their entire wardrobe over the next few weeks. And remembering that decluttering is a skill that improves with practice. So the more you flex that decision-making muscle, the stronger it's going to get. Now, I want to address a common misconception about decluttering. Many people think that decluttering means throwing away everything and it has no meaning. That is definitely not what we're talking about. Absolutely not. It obviously had some type of purpose or meaning to come into your house. So that is not what I am talking about here. If something truly has meaning and brings you joy, keep it. But for those items in good condition that you're honestly not going to use, maybe you used it once and it's not what you needed, consider donating it. You could donate it to somebody, or you could donate it to the DI. Somebody will appreciate it after it's donated, for sure. You can take them to a donation center or even offer them for free on Facebook Marketplace. It feels so much better knowing your items will get a second life with somebody who needs them. And I'll be real with you, I still struggle with my bedroom. It tends to be the hardest area for me to keep clutter-free. Between working full-time and taking care of the kids, I am just pooped by the end of the day. I spend so much of my time and energy on the rest of the house that by the time I get to my own space, there's really not a lot of energy left. That's why I've come to really appreciate those quick 10-minute tidy ups or the 15-minute family reset routines that I've mentioned in previous episodes. I'll link those in the show notes in case you want to check on them, because I can't remember which episodes they were now. They're getting mixed up in my brain. No. Anyway, I will link those in the show notes, and you can find them at tidytheclutter.com/026. I'm guessing many of you can relate because you are work from home moms, or you work outside the home, or you're a stay-at-home mom, but you're taking care of all the kiddos. And for some reason, our own space is last on that list of to-dos, which brings me to another super important point. I don't have perfect routines for maintaining decluttered spaces yet. I don't. I wish that somebody would be like, Mariah, this is your routine. This is what you need to do, and you will be fine. But nobody has come out and told me that yet, so it's a work in progress, and that works. I'm working on creating those habits just like many of you are, and we're in this journey together, so it's totally okay if you don't have it figured out yet either. For all of you moms of toddlers, young children, teens, tweens out there, I know your time is precious and limited. That's why I want to emphasize that decluttering doesn't have to be a massive weekend project. In fact, those decluttering marathons often lead to burnout and giving up halfway through, leaving even a bigger mess than what you started with. Instead, try the 10 or 15-minute tidy up or family reset. Focus on one small area, even just one shelf in your bathroom. When the timer goes off, you're done for the day. If you want to be. If you want to keep going, Great. Keep going. It won't hurt anything. This approach makes decluttering fit into your actual life. It's not some fantasy world where you have an entire weekend and all your weekends are free to declutter. And you'd really be amazed at how much you can accomplish in a consistent 15-minute session over a few weeks. The journey to a beautiful, organized home really begins with a single drawer, not an overwhelming weekend purge that leaves you feeling more exhausted than inspired. And today we've just talked about shifting from a what if I need it someday to focusing on the life you're living now. We've explored practical strategies like the 1-year rule or the replacement test, or even the starting ridiculously small with time increments. But if I can prompt you to remember anything, I would say remember that decluttering isn't just about creating pretty spaces. Though that can be a really nice benefit, it's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your mental space for the things that truly matter to you, like being present with your kids instead of constantly picking up or feeling stressed about the mess. What small area will you be able to tackle this week in a 15-minute session? I would love to hear about your wins, no matter how small. Share before and after photos, because I'm obsessed with those, on Instagram, and tag Tidy the Clutter so we can celebrate together. And for all of the links that I mentioned today and our digital decluttering checklist, head on over to tidytheclutter.com/026. Next week, we'll be diving into the science of organization and how your physical spaces affect our mental well-being. I'll be sharing research-backed strategies for creating spaces that reduce stress rather than adding to it, along with practical solutions that can help busy moms maximize smaller spaces. You won't want to miss it. But until then, remember that creating a home you love happens one small decision at a time. You've got this, my friend. I am cheering you on. I'll see you next week. That's all for today's episode. Remember, creating a tidy home isn't about perfection. It's about taking one small step at a time. Each tiny win adds up. And before you know it, you are making real progress in your space and your life. I hope you're leaving today feeling excited about your next small step forward. Did this episode hit home for you? Share it with that friend who's been feeling overwhelmed lately. Sometimes knowing we're not alone in the struggle is exactly what we need to hear. And if you are loving these tips, following the podcast and leaving a quick review really helps other moms discover these simple solutions too. You can find all the resources mentioned in today's episode, plus explore our previous episodes at tidytheclutter.com/podcast. And hey, if you haven't grabbed your free digital declutter checklist yet, this is your friendly reminder, my friend. Digital clutter is sneaking into our lives more and more each day, but you can take control before digital clutter takes control of you. Head over to tidytheclutter.com/digital15 to get started. Until next time, keep things simple, stay focused, and enjoy those small wins along the way. Take care and talk soon.